Okay, can you fix this? Make the chain go under the collar. Okay. That's 12. Shaiwan, report to the podium, state your registry.
Officer Shaiwan, Ban Banyamyan, Ban Yasharala.
Officer Shaiwan, Ban Banyamyan, Ban Yasharala. Step up to the podium. Salute.
Yahweh Shibya Shabrakatha.
Yahweh Hashem Yashabrakatha. Right hand. Turn to face the camera. La Yasharala.
La Yasharala.
Men of Israel, Agwathian watching. I'm Majam, which means to stand. Sarapanya Hakudam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to open with the prayers. We're going to open with the Lord's Prayer. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwatha. Taba'ah. Ratazakah. Hayah. I.S.U.P.K. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Lathan Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kawaf now. Kasalak now. Kawaf now. Wala'a. Thabaya now. Wanasaya 1. Ball. Hawashai now. Mayan. Right. Kayak. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha Wathaparath. La'ai Aman. What we said in English, our Father which art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damoyah. Laka. Al-Thakarash. Wa'al-Thashakwat. All. Kaya. Anna. Awayabyaka. Yahamawan. Yahama Shana Yaka. Nasha'awa. Ra'ash. Al-Amaka. Ya'ira. Yamwa. Sawad. Waya Itazawa. Al-Tazapawan. Yakar. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wana Kakyadam. Magaya. Wala'a. Yazakar. Sham Yasharala. Iwad. Kaya. Nawa Aitazawa. La. Yakadwa. Al-Yaka. Barya. Yakarathwa. Ahaya. Adawam. Yashamai ala Salakia. Waya Shamai Wayashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Moaba,
Moaba,
Wahagaria,
Wahagaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'aimawan,
Wa'imawan,
Wa'aimalak,
Wa'imalak,
Palashaf,
Palashad,
Ain Yeshabia,
Ain Yeshabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gam Yasha'al,
Gam Ashawar,
Salakia, Gam Ashawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Haywa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamayan,
Kamadia,
Kasaya, Sara'ah,
Kasiyah Sarah,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakal,
Manakal,
Koyashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Nashamad,
Nashmad,
Wa,
Wa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Haywa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
Adama,
Shayathamwa,
Shaythama,
Nadabya, Salakia, Nadabya Mawa,
Adayab Mawa,
Kairab,
Kairab,
Waka Azabat,
Wakazabak,
Waka Zabak,
Wakazabak,
Waka Tazamanai,
Wakatazmanai,
Kal,
Ka,
Nasiyak, Salakia, Kal, Nasiyak,
Ka, Nasaya,
Kamwa,
Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayar Ra'ash,
Nayarash,
Salakia, Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af, Na'awaf,
Nawath,
Alahaya,
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 Shayathamwa,
Shayathamwa,
Kagalga,
Kagalgala,
Kakwash,
Shakwash,
Lapanya Raka,
Lapanya Raka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Thaba'ira Ya'ira,
Thabaira Yaira,
Wakal Lahaba,
Wakal Lahaba,
Thalahat,
Thalahat,
Haryam,
Haryam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadatma,
Tharadatma,
Basa Iraka,
Basa Iraka,
Wabak,
Wabah,
Sawap,
so
Salakia, Sawap Pathka,
Wapathka,
Thalahat, Salakia, Thabahalam,
Thabahala,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kwalawan,
Wayak Bakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahalawa,
Bahawa,
Ayai,
Adiai,
Waya Kaparwa,
Waya Kaparwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya
Waya,
Da'aiwa,
the Iowa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Tha,
Atha,
Shamka Yahawa,
Shamka Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al Yawan,
Ayawan,
Al Ka,
Alkal,
Harataza,
Arataza. What we said in the English, keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee, have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
the tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gabal.
Gabal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of
Lot.
Selah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
And like Zeb.
And like Zeb.
Yea. All their princes as Zabah.
All their princes as the
and as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said,
Let
us take to ourselves
the
houses of God in possession.
The houses of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And
make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill
their faces with shame.
That
they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and
let
perish,
them be put to shame and perish,
that men may know that thou,
that men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth. Hakak, the prayer for power, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asham,
Ba'asham,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Kashah,
Babakashah,
Thunganau,
Nathunganau,
Hakak,
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 Lara Pa'ah,
Lara Pa'ah,
Kal Makala,
Kal Makala,
Wakal Madawa,
Wakal Madawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Hamatazariah,
Hamatazariah,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Laha Payam,
Lahakwayam,
Hamathayam,
Amathayam,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Arakawa,
Aurakawa,
Hamata'ala,
Hatama'ala,
Lagarshan,
Lagarshan,
Ba'asham,
Ba'asham,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushua,
Tuwada Aman.
Tawada Aman, what we said in English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
please give us the power
please give us the
the
power,
power to heal all manner of
the
sickness
power to heal all manner of
and
sickness,
all manner of disease,
and all manner of
the
disease,
power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to cleanse the
the
leper,
power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the
the
dead,
power against unclean spirits,
the power against unclean
to
spirits,
cast them out.
to cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahweh
In
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahahaya,
Ahaharya,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'an,
Ma'an,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Al-Yathan,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Galka,
Regalka,
Al-Yanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamar, Hana,
La'ah,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
La'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yarashan,
Yayashan,
Shalmar,
Shalmar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yawmam,
Yawamam,
Ashamash,
Ashamash,
La'ah,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayirak,
Wa'Iraq,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makarai,
Makarai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'aka,
Taza'afka,
Wabawa'aka,
Wabawa'aka,
Ma'itha,
Ma'aitha,
Wa'idai Walam.
Wa'id al-Alam. In English, what we said, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From when cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and
He will
earth.
not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming
from
in
this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Bless Israel. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'asham,
Ba'asham,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Barak Wanawa,
Barak Lanao,
Wayasha'ala,
Wayasharalam,
Waha,
Waha,
Vaya,
Vaya,
Saparia,
Sapar,
Ba'asham,
Ba'asham,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Wada Aman.
Tawada Aman, what we said in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushai,
Lord, in the name of Yahushai,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and
the school.
and the school.
In the name of
In
Yahushai,
the name of Yahushai.
thank you, so be it.
So thank you, so be it. Rock here, bear with me a moment. Prepare for the power structure. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa Alahaya.
Wa Alahaya.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahanna.
Alawap Yahanna.
Ha Alawapin.
Ha Alawapin.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Kotazayanyam.
Ha Kotazayanyam.
Ha Kayal Yalyam.
Ha Kaya Yalyam.
Ha Kwathim.
Ha Kwathim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham.
Ba'asham.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Tawada Aman.
Tawada Aman. What we said in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan.
Commanding General.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Men of Israel, Aquathim, Sar, you may be seated. So I can show you one. Can you get me a cup with some ice water in the shop?
Okay.
And what's going on, Israel? Priest and Officer 1000 Zabaja of the I.S.U.P.K. We're back at it again. You know how it is. It's another Sabbath service. We're going to be going into Genesis and talking about Joseph again. Right? We're going to be going into Genesis, speaking about Joseph again, and just continuing the story where we left off. This is the story of brotherhood. Like, this is a story that every Black, Hispanic, and Native American should know, like, by far. Like, this is definitely an excellent story of brotherhood. I just want some of this priestly wine over here. All right, listen, I don't know what Christians are talking about. You could drink moderately. Don't forget, Christ turned water to the YAHANNA. Right here, right? Christians will tell you don't drink wine, but they're not telling TD Jakes to not be TD Jakes. Salakia, right? They're not telling Kurt Franklin to not sit on TD Jakes' laps, right? Christians are not telling Tyler Perry to not put his hand on TD Jakes' forehead when TD Jakes have ravishers. Like, that's a nice way to say it. It looked like TD Jakes was going through it. Salakia, pause, major pause, big pause, and then pause on that. Salakia. You gotta pause on the big pause. They just be doing too much. But again, this is a story of brotherhood, right? Hold up. We want to jump on this TikTok. We about to jump on this TikTok. Go live on TikTok. Bear with me. Bear with me. Genesis, what are we reading? Yeah, well, bear with me a second. We're going to get right in a second. 42. Genesis 42. I'm just leaving it like that for now. Go live, right? All right, so we're definitely going to be reading. Sure. Let me get the Torah. Sure. I'll read the Hebrew, then you read the English, and I'll break it down.
Come.
All right, so we're going to be reading this Hebrew in the Torah. Where are we? Genesis 42. I believe we stopped at 35 last time, so we're going to read 36. Just get my key card. All right. Hey, if you're watching us on any of these platforms, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, what else are we on? Facebook, just share it, leave your comments, right? Share it and leave your comments. Right? Like most classes, a lot of times we respond to the comments. Listen, if you do have any questions about what we're reading, you could type your questions and we'll go through it with you, right? But aside from that, I'm not really responding to the trolls. If you want to be trolling, and I'll respond to you a little later, right? We have a class tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll be breaking down New Year's and why you are not going to keep your revelations. Listen, a lot of you guys are going to be talking about is New Year's, and I'm hitting the gym for all of 10 seconds. Good, man. They're going to hit that gym for 10 seconds, sure you want. And that's about it. All right? Yeah, they're going to hit that gym for 10 seconds, and that's about it. So let's get into it. Where are we? We're going to read the first 7, Genesis 36 to... Where's Genesis 36 to the end of the chapter, I believe. Genesis 36, no, Salakia, Genesis 42 and 36 to Genesis 43 and verse 4. So I'm going to break it down for you. Waya Amara, Alaham, Yaquab, Abba Yaham, Athiyah, Shah. This is the Ka, right? Yeah, this is the Ka. Shaka, Thumb. Shaka, Latham. Yawasap. Ayan Nawa. Washam Iwan. Washamaya Salakia. Washam Iwan. Ayan Nawa. Wa'af. Bana Yaman. Fiqwa Hawa. Aliyah. Hayawa. Kalna, verse 37. Waya Amar. Ara Waban. Oh, Abba Yawa. La Amar. Shanaya. Manya. Thamayath. Ama. Abba wa Salakia. Abba yo awan. Salakia. Abba ya na. Alaha. Alayam. Thanaha. Thawa. Yada. Yawanaya. Asha Yaban Nawa. Alayam. Verse 38. Waya Amarwa. La'a. Yerad. Banaya. Aima Kam. Kaya. Ka. Yawa. Math. Waha. Wa'a. Salakia. Labadwa. Nasha Ara. Wakwa Ra'aha. Salakia. Wakwa Ra'a Hawa. Asawan. Badaram. Ashar. Salak Wa. Waha. Warad. Thumb. Atha. Shayab. Thayab. Baya. Gawan. Sha'a. Wala. 43 verse 1. Waha ba Salakia. Waha I Kabad Abba Rataza Waya Haya Ka'ashar Kalawa Lama Lakal Atha Hasha Bar Ashar Baha Yawa Mam Tazar Yam Waya Amar Alahaya Abayaham Shabawa Shabarawa Lanawa Ma'aita Akal, verse 3. Waya Amar Alayawa Yahawada Salaki Yahawada La Amar Ha'ai Wanawa Hayash, La'amar, La'a, Thara, Awa, Panya, Bala, Thaya, Aka, Yak, Salakia, Aka, Yakam, Tha'akam. Verse 4, Ama, Yashak, Mushalak, Atha, Aka, Yanawa, Atha, Nawa, Narada, Wana, Shabat, Ra, Lak, Akal. That was the end of verse 4. Now we're going to read in the English. Salakia. We're going to read in the English what we just read in the Hebrew.
From which verse?
You're going to read from 43, 36 down to 44.
So chapter 42.
Yes, Salakia. 42. Where were we? 42, 36 to 43, 30 to 43, verse 4. So start at 42, chapter 42.
Yeah, there's only got 20 verses.
$36.
Oh, so Genesis 42, 36.
Yeah, 42, 36 right there.
Okay. So look at Genesis chapter 42, verse 36. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye bereaved of my children.
Hold on, let me catch up with you. All right, so this is when the brothers, they made it back, right, to their father, but one of them was missing, right? I believe it was Simeon. Simeon was held back, right? 43, am I 36? All right, so you can read it again.
Come. So look at Genesis chapter 42, verse 36. And Jacob their father said unto them, Me have ye bereaved of my children.
Right. So Jacob is basically, he's talking to his sons, and he's basically saying, like, listen, you guys have me upset. They have him like tearing up. Basically, they have him. Actually, let's just get the definition of bereaved. Where is that? Let's get the definition of bereaved. Right. So we're gonna get the definition of bereaved real quick. See, is it in here? I'll find that definition. Wait, what is it? Yeah, you could pull it up for me.
This is the definition of bereaved. Deprived of a close relation or friend through their death.
Right, so he's being deprived. First he lost Joseph, right? And now he comes back and another one of his sons is missing. It's like every time he sends his sons out with their brothers, one of them comes back missing. And he's saying, y'all have me bereaved. He's deprived of his children, right? Keep reading.
Joseph is not, and Simeon is not.
So he's saying, listen, Joseph is not here, and Simeon's not here. Keep reading.
And he will take Benjamin away.
And now, because the brothers earlier, if you remember last Sabbath service, we were talking about how they came back and they said, listen, and Joseph basically told them, if you want to get food again, y'all got to bring your brother, your younger brother that you spoke of. Because these brothers, they decided to tell the truth. They weren't telling the truth earlier when they lied to their father about what happened to Joseph many years ago, right? But now they're trying to be truth tellers. They're telling the truth. And he said, all right. And he's basically playing with them to see, he's trying to see his family again, right? That's what we're going to get into, right? Keep reading.
All these things are against me.
Keep reading.
Verse 37. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, slay my 2 sons, if I bring him not to thee.
So Reuben is basically saying, listen, we got to take Joseph if we want to go get Simeon, if we want to go get more food. They're going through a famine. And he's telling his father, listen, if I take your youngest son, who's now your favorite, and I don't bring him back, then slay my 2 sons, right? That's what he's saying, right? Keep reading.
Deliver him into my hand.
And he's basically saying, like, listen, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take your son, and if you do not get back your son, you could just take my sons and take them into your hand, and you could unalive them, right? You could do what you want. Keep reading.
And I will bring him to thee again.
He said, I'm going to bring your son again to you. You have no worries. He's trying to basically assure his father of something he's not even sure of. But he's saying, I'm going to bring your son back to you. You can keep reading.
Verse 38. And he said, my son shall not go down with you.
Jacob's like, nah, forget everything you're saying. My son's not going with you. My son is not going with you. He already lost one son, his favorite son. Then he lost another son. And now you want to take his youngest son. Now, for anybody who has children, they would understand, right? Even if you haven't lost a child, right? You understand what it's like to not want to lose any more of children if you already lost. First, you lost one. You were told he was eaten by a beast in the field. The next, you sent your sons on a journey to go get some food, and one comes back missing, and he's being told, listen, he's in a jail cell until we bring the youngest son. And he's like, damn, what do I do? Why am I going through this? He's damn near questioning. Well, he's not questioning if the Lord is against him, but he's saying, listen, all this stuff is against him. He's going through it right now. And he doesn't want to go through that pain no more. If you've ever lost a loved one, you understand what that pain is like, right? You understand what that pain is like. It's a painful thing to go through. Keep reading.
For his brother is dead.
His brother is dead, meaning Joseph is dead. He was giving Joseph, he gave Joseph a colorful jacket. He got that jacket back bloody. And he's like, damn, Joseph is dead. And it's been a few years now. Keep reading.
And he is left alone.
And he's left alone. Keep reading.
If mischief befall him by the way in the which ye go.
Keep reading.
Then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave.
Listen, I am left alone now. Y'all are leaving me to go on this journey. And if mischief befalls Benjamin, right? If mischief happens to Benjamin, now, for those who might not understand, the Benjamites today are the so-called West Indies, right? The so-called your Trinis, your Antiguans, your Martiniques, your Jamaicans, right? What else? We got the people from Dominique, your Bajans like Rihanna, right? Those are your so-called Benjamites today, right? Keep reading. If you're in Toronto, the language that you speak, that slang that everyone says is a trash Toronto accent, is really Caucasians just trying to be like Jamaicans, trying to copy our lifestyle. You see Muslim people walking around like Wagwan. What the hell do they know about Wagwan? You Muslims, Salakia, listen, you're better off just kissing that rock, right? Do not try to be like the salt of the earth, right? Keep. Read, go into the next chapter, Baba Kasha.
Genesis chapter 43 and verse 1. And the famine was with sore in the land.
There was famine that was sore in the land. It was sore in the land, meaning, listen, the famine is there. It's happening. It's like not exactly like what you see in the city of Toronto right now, right? But it's like, if you go into No Frills right now, you see the shelves empty. The shelves are empty, damn near on a regular basis. You cannot find good pieces of chicken. in those stores. Everything that you find in those stores is damn near expiring. I went shopping the other day. I seen some chicken, and that thing said it expires December 31st. You gotta throw that. Listen, if you buy meat, you gotta throw it in the freezer. And you take it out, you gotta cook it right away. It smells kind of touched, right? Now imagine you're in a land and there's no food, and you have to travel days into another country to go get food, right? What I'm saying is, if you're in Toronto, you have to travel into Montreal to go get food on foot. It takes 4 hours to drive. I do it in 3.5. Don't drive like me. It's Slovakia. I do it in 3.5. But you have to walk that distance on foot, and that's what these brothers are doing. There's famine that's sore in the land, meaning it's hurting the land right now. Read.
Verse 2. And it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt.
Right? When they had eaten the corn, listen, they already ate that corn. That corn went fast. Listen, their brother is still stuck in an Egyptian jail, right? And they ate that food. And now they need more because the famine is in the land. Right? Read.
Their father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food.
Listen, Jacob is like, listen, y'all got to go back to Egypt and go do another grocery run. Right? You open the fridge, there's no food. You send your child to, what do they got? They got Price Shoppers, Food Basics, right? What's that next one? There's a next one that used to be Price Shoppers, but it's not Price Shoppers no more. I always call it Price Shoppers because I'm an old soul, right? It's a green store. If you're in Toronto, you know what I'm talking about, right? But you send them to Metro to go get some food, and that's what Joseph is doing, except Metro is in Egypt, where their brother Simeon is. Read.
Verse 3. And Judah spake unto them, saying, The man did solemnly protest unto us, saying, Ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
And he told them, because remember, they did not have composure. They thought they were being, now, okay, this is the irony of this situation. They were trying to be truthful to a man who is their brother that they trespassed against. They trespassed against their brother, right? And this is why I say Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Toronto, Montreal, and Canada, all over the world, wherever we are, right, need to hear this story and understand this story, because we trespass each other every day for less. I'm not talking about the men in the I.S.U.P.K, but if we do trespass against each other, we talk it out, and if we don't hear each other, we go to council. There's a judgment, and we say Kanada one kan to that judgment, regardless if the judgment is in your favor or not. That's what brotherhood is, and you forgive your brother. Well, Joseph is about to show them some brotherhood. Right now, he's just making it tough for them, right? They wanted to be truthful to him and said, we are 12, one of our brothers are not here, and our youngest brother is a baby. And Joseph's like, oh, I have a young brother now. Okay, I want to see him. And you said you come from a dad? I want to see my family. It's been years. I've gone through punishment. I've gone through torment and torture. Imagine being in a jail cell for years, right? And little food. Everybody gets hungry, especially a young growing man. A young growing man eats and eats. And you got to feed him, right? You live in Canada and hell. Many of us know what it's like to not eat nothing. And what did we do because we didn't eat nothing? We went and sold dope. We went and robbed to eat. You came home, your mother was working 3 jobs to pay the bills. Your father was working maybe 2 jobs to pay the bills. And there was no food in your fridge. So you went outside and you stole, or you gambled, or you went and sold some dope because some older man was driving a Benz or a Cadillac with the drop top leather, with the soft top, and you seen him with a bag of money. And he said, listen, just take this package around the corner. I'll give you some money. Or he bought you some food and told you to take that package around the corner. Right? And guess what? You did it. You got to feed these men. Joseph, keep reading. Read that part again.
Come. You shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
Joseph told them, you cannot see my face again to get this food unless your brother is with you. And these guys, listen, they're going to end up saying, damn, we have to bring our brother. We don't know what this Egyptian's going to do. They think Joseph's an Egyptian. And that's how long it's been. They don't even recognize their brother. Let that sink in for you. They don't recognize their brother because they trespassed against him. They sold him. Right? Did you finish that verse?
Come.
You can read the next one.
Come. Genesis chapter 43 and verse 4. If thou wilt send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food.
Listen, telling their father, yeah, you got to send Benjamin with us so we can go get the food. That's what they're telling their brother. Send Benjamin with us so we can go get the food. Right? So I think I'm going to put it right here. It works out a little better. Yeah. Right? That's what they said. And their father is going to go back and forth with them. Right? And again, eventually y'all will understand. I don't want to spoil it for you right now. If this is your first time listening to the story, I won't spoil it for you, right? But everything that we read in these scriptures is to fix us. It's for our knowledge today. Everything of old is for our knowledge today, right? That is a precept. I'm paraphrasing it. I'm not reading it word for word, right? But the things of old is for what we do today. So I'm going to again read in the Hebrew 7 verses in Genesis 43 from 5 to 11, right? I'm going to read 5 to 11 in the Hebrew. Wa'am Ayan Salakia Ayanak Mashalash Salakia Mashalak, La'ah, Narad, Kaya, Hayash, Amar, Aliyah, Nawa, Allah, Thara'awa, Panya, Salakia, Panya, Balathaya, Ka, Yakam, Atha, Kam, verse 6. Waya, Amar, Yasha'ala, Lamar, Hara'ai, Thumb, Laya, Lahag, Yad, Salakia. Lahagayad, La'a Yash, Ha'ai Wad, Lakam, Aka, verse 7, Waya Amara, Sha'a Wal, Sha'wal, Sha'ala, Ha'a Yash, Lanawa, Wala Ma Salakia, Wala Ma Walada Salakia, Wala Mawa Lada Thanawa, La Mar Ha'aiwad Ba Abba Yak Salakia, Abba Yakam, Kaya, Hayash, Lakam, Aka, Winagad, La, Lawa Salakia, La, Lawa, Al, Panya, Hada Baryam, Hala'a Salakia, Ha'ala'a, Hayad Wa'ai, Nara'ai, Kaya, Yamar, Hawa, Hawar Yad Wa, Atha, Aka Yakam, verse 8, Waya Amar, Yahawada, La'a, Yasha'Allah, Abba Yawa, Salakia, Abba Yawa, La Shala Kaha, Hana Ara, Athaya, Wana Kwada Ma, Una Laka Ha, Una Kaya, Wala'a, Nama Wath, Gam, Ana Kanawa, Gam, Atha, Gam, Tupanya. So, okay. Verse 9. Ana Kaya, Ira Banwa, Maya Daya, Thaba Kwash Nawa, La'a, Haba Yara Salakia, Haba Ya Thiyawa, Alaka, Alayak, Waha Taza Ga Tha Yawa, Lapanya Yak, Uka Ta'a Thaya, Laka, Ka, Hayam Yam. Verse 10. Kaya, Lawa La'a, Hatha Maha Wan, Kaya, Aitha, Shaba Nawa, Hazah, Ha'ain Yam. Verse 11. Waya Amar, Alaham, Yasha'Allah, Abiyaham, Amar, Khan, Apawa, Za'ath, Aishawa, Kwawa, Miza, Marath, Harataza, Ka Salakia, Bakal, Yakam, Waha, Wara, Yadwa, Alayash, Mana Kaha, Ma'aita, Tazaraya, Wa'ain Aita, Dabash, Naka Atha, Wala, Batana Yam, Washa Kwada Yam. All right, so we read verse 5 down to 11, Genesis 43. In Genesis 43, we read verse 5 down to 11. Now we're going to read that in the English and break it down.
Book of Genesis chapter 43 and verse 5. But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, Ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you.
Right, so listen, Joseph, Salakia, Judah is speaking to his father, and he's basically saying, if you don't send us with our youngest brother, you might as well not send us at all. Like, how are you going to send us without, like, what are you doing, right? You're telling us to do a task, but not giving us what we need. You're basically sending us to be locked up again, right? The man said he wants to see our youngest brother. He took us for spies. We're trying to show him we're not spies, right? We're not trying to just surveil the land, right? Okay, imagine it like this, right? I'm going to give you the exact analogy. And what America is today, Egypt was then. It's like coming from Canada and trying to get into America to go deal commerce with them. You're going to do some commerce, or you're trying to buy, right? And they say, nah, you're Canadian, you're a spy. You came to spy on us so you could come and go to war with us later. And they're saying, no, we just came from food. They stated the registry, stated who they are. And Joseph is saying, nah, you're a spy. Again, he's messing with them because he knows exactly who they are, right? He's messing with them. And they're telling their father, unless we have our youngest brother, we might as well not go. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And Israel said, wherefore dealt ye so ill with me?
Israel, he's not hearing none of that stuff. He's not hearing it at all. He's saying, listen, y'all are dealing with me crazy. I have one son that's gone. The beast took him. I sent you with another son, and he's in jail. Now you're trying to take my youngest son. Why are you dealing with me like that? Listen, if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you understand the feeling. Like you're dealing with a brother, and he's acting wild, and you're like, listen, what are you doing? You're telling me to spend $20,000 on something that costs $2,000. You might as well say that because that's how Jacob feels. He feels like, listen, why are you dealing with me like this? Keep reading.
As to tell the man whether he had yet a brother.
Why didn't you shut your mouth? That's what he said. He said, you should have shut your mouth. Listen, sometimes you got to be a little more tactful, right? They did not have to tell that man that they had a younger brother. They did not have to do that at all, right? Some people just give up information. Like they can't hold water. They just give up information. And it's like, yo, why'd you say that? Like, you didn't have to say that. You know who does that? Children. Okay, I'll give you an example, right? I grew up in the city of Toronto. This is a vivid memory. I grew up in the city of Toronto, right? At the time, I lived in Parma Court. My mother was in the backyard with my stepfather, and some of the guys from the neighborhood, they wanted to, Slovakia, for lack of better words, man, they were peeing in the alleyway. And they wanted to pee in the alleyway and ask my mom for some laundry soap to wash the pee out the alleyway instead of just going to their house and peeing. And my mom said, I don't have no laundry soap. Me, as a young man, I was lying. Laundry soap's in the basement. My mom looked at me like, go inside.
Okay.
Like, why'd you like shut your mouth?
Okay.
That's what these brothers are supposed to do. They weren't supposed to tell at all that they had a younger brother. Right? They weren't supposed to tell at all that they had a younger brother. And Joseph is saying, read that one more time.
As to tell the man whether he had yet a brother.
Right. What precept are you at? Let the people know.
Genesis chapter 43 and verse 6.
Right. So Israel's basically saying, like, yo, why'd you tell him you have a brother? Keep reading.
Verse 7. And they said, the man asked us straightly of our state.
Wait, now y'all want to tell the truth. These brothers sold their brother, right, to an Arab. And the Arab brought him down to Egypt and sold him, right? And now, with the grace of the Lord, because the Lord was with a young Joseph, he is the second in command. He's the viceroy, right? Down near the vice president. I don't know what the hell we call the second in command in Canada, right? I know we got a prime minister. He be taking all the money. You can't pay your rent, but the prime minister is taking all the money to give to his friends. I ain't gonna say he's stealing it, but goddamn, he's giving away billions. And he going into election time. That's a whole nother story, man. Keep reading.
The man asked us straightly of our state and of our kindred.
They're saying, listen, he asked us a question. We told the truth. Good night. Y'all didn't know to keep your mouth shut. He already threw you in jail for 3 days and you turned around and want to talk some more. Keep reading.
Saying, is your father yet alive?
And he asks, now, again, Joseph is inquiring of what's going on, right? He's saying, listen, your father, is he still alive? Because now he's like, listen, my brother's right here. I just found out I have a younger brother. I've been in jail for so long. Now I rose up. I got all this power. And my dad is he still alive? There's a famine. I got the food. It's back here. But is our dad alive? Keep reading.
Have ye another brother?
Do you have another brother? Keep reading.
And we sold him according to the tenor of these words.
Read that one more time.
And we sold him according to the tenor of these words.
They sold their brother, right? Keep reading.
Could we certainly know that he would say, bring your brother down?
They're not really saying this to their father. They're questioning themselves, right? They know they sold their other brother, right? They know that they sold their other brother. They didn't tell their father that. They lied to him. Joseph would have probably did something. Jacob would have probably did something. You never know, right? But they lied to their father about what happened to their brother. Now they're saying, how would we have known that he would have said this? Keep reading.
Verse 8. And Judah said unto Israel his father, send the lad with me.
And Judah said, send the boy with me. Listen, you want us to go get the food. We're starving. Send your brother. Send him with, right? Keep reading.
And we will arise and go.
And we will arise and go. Right? They're basically saying, like, listen, we need this young lad so we can go and get this food so we don't starve. If we didn't have to go and we had the food, we wouldn't even went down there. Simeon wouldn't be in jail right now. Simeon wouldn't be being held as a damn near ransom, right? But Joseph, listen, Joseph is not trying to do any evil to them. He's just he figured out a way to see his family again, right? And that's what he's going to do, right? And listen, there is a moral in this story, right? And it's called brotherhood. It's called being able to forgive your brothers. There's also, as we continue, we're probably not going to get to that part this Sabbath. We'll get to it next Sabbath service. But as you read, you're going to find out that Joseph had love for his peoples. And he did what so many of our rich millionaires do not do. Right? You see Dr. Umar trying to get at Kobe Bryant's wife. From my understanding, that is a sister. She's a Mexican. Right? She is a sister. Barack put up a post the other day. He said Mexicans can say the N-word. Got the whole blackity blacks in a frenzy, right? We're going to be putting up more videos on that. Keep reading, Shaiwan.
Come. That we may live and not die, both we and thou, and also our little ones.
Listen, send the little lad with us. We're dying over here. Right? And that's so easy for them to say because they haven't experienced that loss. They sold their brother and thought not about it. Right? It's always easier for someone. Listen, if it's not yours, it's just easier. It's like, for instance, you give someone, Shariwan, name something expensive someone might have.
Sorry, maybe an expensive watch.
You got some jewelry.
Okay.
Your brother, you lent it to your brother, and the jewelry went missing. And now you got some more jewelry, right? And your brother wants to go out again, and he's trying to rock the jewelry. He's trying to look fresh. And you're like, nah, you already lost my watch. I had an AP. That's what these kids be spending all their money on instead of feeding their peoples. They want to buy a diamond out AP, right? Or a diamond out Rolex, right? And they lose it. Some jack boy takes it from them because he's starving. He sees them looking like a full lick. You look like a baby with candy, right? And the brother says, listen, just give me the damn watch. It's always easier for him to say that because he didn't pay for it. He didn't experience the loss like how the owner did, right? Keep reading.
Verse 9. Don't slack it. Yeah, Genesis chapter 43 and verse 9. I will be surety for him.
So basically, and this is like, if you ever been through the criminal courts, they have something called a surety. That's like the person who watches you over bail, right? And that's an old word. That's what Judah is saying now, right? Correct. Yeah, that's what Judah is saying. I'll be a surety over him. I'm going to take watch of him. I'm going to take charge. Right? Keep reading.
Of my hand shalt thou require him.
Keep reading.
If I bring him not unto thee.
And he's saying, listen, it's going to be my fault if I bring him with me and he doesn't come back. It's going to be my fault. Keep reading.
And set him before thee.
If I don't bring him back and present him to you unharmed, it's going to be my fault. He's taking the blame. Right? Now, a lot of times, brothers and sisters don't like to take the blame for anything. There's a thing that they say in the world, sisters and women lack accountability. Y'all brothers lack accountability too. Don't just make it seem like it's the damn sisters. These sisters are under your charge. They're not respecting you or showing accountability because you're not taking accountability for your actions. You want sisters to take accountability? You take accountability for your actions. That's what's supposed to happen. Keep reading.
He bear the blame forever.
And he's saying, listen, if he doesn't come back, I'll take the blame forever. Keep reading.
Verse 10. For except we had lingered, surely now we had returned the second time.
He's trying to check his father. you know when someone says like, yo, you take it too long. If you'd have just let me do this, we'd have been done already. Okay. Like we've been talking about this thing for 20 minutes. I'd have been finished 15 minutes ago. Okay. That's what he's saying. He's trying to check his father. Keep reading.
Verse 11. And their father Israel said unto them, if it must be so now, do this.
He said, all right, I got you. Listen, I guess that must have worked because he said, all right, you're right. Hurry up and go, right? But he's going to give him some parameters, right? He said, if it has to be this way, all right, do it like this. And now he's giving them counsel. And this is what a lot of older sisters needed that they didn't have. And this is what the older sisters were supposed to give to the younger women. This is what the older men were supposed to give to the younger men. Counsel. Hold up. And listen, my TikTok finger, I got a fast trigger finger on TikTok, man. Watch your mouth. Listen, just watch your mouth, man. Keep reading.
Do this.
Do this.
Take of the best fruits in the land in your vessels.
Yo, get all them good fruits. Take the best that you have, like not the spoiled stuff, not the stuff that's supposed to be that looks like you can spare, you don't care if you have it or not. Take the things that you want. Like you see the mangoes over there, the best ones, not the mushy ones. Take the ones that by the time you get there, the green mangoes, because by the time you get there, they're gonna be well and ripe, right? Take those ones. Don't take the old mangoes. Don't take the old apples, right? Keep reading.
And carry down the man a present.
He's saying, you said that man was talking to you guys way before. Take the best of what you have and pay tribute to him. Give him a present. Give him a gift so he won't be rude to you. Keep reading.
A little balm.
Read.
And a little honey.
Read.
Spices and myrrh. Nuts and almonds.
And he's saying, listen, take these things. Like give him a care package, right? Don't come empty-handed. That's what you should do. Do not come empty-handed. Okay. Yeah, so that's what he's telling them. Don't come empty-handed. Good night. We're not even talking about that. It's on the battle. Good night. Y'all always want a battle. We understand. I got you. I like a battle too, but we're doing the Sabbath service, right? For those who might not understand what we're talking about, I just looked at the TikTok comments for a quick second. So again, we're gonna read again in the Hebrew. We're in Genesis 43. We're gonna read 7 verses. So Genesis 12 to Genesis 18 in the Hebrew. Salakia. Genesis 43, 12 to 18 in the Hebrew. We're going to read that and break that down in the English. All right, so 12 to, what did I say, 12 to 18? All right, is that what I just said? Yeah, we're going to read Genesis 43, 12 to 18. Wakatab. This is Genesis 12, just Genesis 43, verse 12. Wakatab. Mashana. Kwaka. Kwakwawa. Salakia. Kwakawa. Bayada. Bayad. Kam. Wa'ath. Haka. Hakata. Hama. Washab. Bapaya. Salakia. Bapaya. Ama. Thaka. Thaka. Salakia. Ama. Thaka. Thayakam. Thasha. Yawa. Bayad kam. Awalya. Masha gaha. Mashaga. Salakia. Hawa'a. 13. Wa'a. Aka. Yakam. Kwakawa. Wakwa. Wama. Wa. Shawab. Wa. Allah. Ha'a. Yash. 14. Wa'ala. Shadaya. Yathan. Lakam. Rika. Mayam. Lapanya. Ha'a. Yash. Washalak. Lakam. Ad. Ka. Aka. Yakam. Akar. Wa'ath. Banyam yan. Wa'anaya. Ka'ashar. Kashar. Shaka Thaya. Shaka Thaya. 15. Wayak. Kawa. Ha'an Nashayam. Haman Kaha. Haza'ath. Wama Shana. Katab. Lakat Wa. Bayadam. Wa'ath. Banayam Man. Wayakam Wa. Wayardawa. Matazar Yam. Waya Imad Wa. Lapanya. Yawasa, verse 16. Waya Ra'a. Yawasa. Atham. Banyamya. Waya Amar. Lashar. Al. Waya Thawa. Haba'a. Atha. Ha'a. Nashayam. Salakia. Habayatha. Watabak. Tabak. Waha. Kan. Kaya. Athaya. Ya Kala. Ha Shayam. Batazar Haryam. 17. Waya Aisha. Aha Yash. Kaya Ashar. Amar. Yawasa. Yawaba. Salakia. Waya Ba'a. Ha Yash. Atha. Hathana, Salakia, Ha'anash Yam, Bayath, Yawasap. What did I say? Down to verse 18?
Come.
Verse 18. Waya Salakia, Waya Ya'awa, Ha'a Nashayam, Kaya, Hawa Bawa, Bayath, Yawasap, Waya Amarawa, Dabar, Hakatat, Hashab, Mathatha Yanwa, Batha Kala, Anak Nawa, Salakia, Mawa Bayam, Laha Thaga La, Ilayan Wa, Wala, Salakia, Wala Hathan La, Salakia, Wala Hathan Nepal, Al-Yanawa, Wa, Salakia, Wala Kadash, it's not La, Wala Kakash, Atha Nawa, La'ai Bada Yawam, Salakia, La'ai Bad Yam, Salakia, Wa'ath, Kamara Ya Nawa. So we read down to the end of verse 18. Now we're going to read it in the English. So we're going to read, where are we? 12 to 18 in the English.
Come. Let's look at Genesis chapter 43 and verse 12. And take double money in your hand.
Right, so he's telling them this time. Now he's giving them counsel. Again, this is what we need. Every time you go do anytime you go do a mission, right? Any type of mission. For example, shout out to General Kathan. He had a mission that he carried out in New York, and he got counsel from General Mahayaman. And that mission was to clothe and feed the migrants in New York that are coming up from Venezuela. And they didn't get food from the American government because the American government hates the so-called Hispanics, Latinos that destabilize, just like they hate the Negroes, just like they dislike or hate the Native Americans. Haven't you ever wondered why you don't get help from your government, but everybody else can come in from the Middle East or from Ukraine and they get help? They get billions of dollars. And Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans have been like, yo, we've been here forever. We damn near built these countries. Used our blood, our technology. Listen, the Western Hemisphere used the Gadites, so-called Native Americans, war tactics to fight World War II. And where are the Gadites, so-called Native Americans in Ontario, in Canada, in the Americas? They're on reservations without clean drinking water. True story. It's 2023, and the reservations in southern and northern Ontario have had boiling water alerts. In a country that gives out billions of dollars to other countries, they've had to boil their waters for the last 20 years. Right? Well, General Katham, he got counsel to go do this mission. Right? Jacob is giving his sons counsel right now on how to carry out this mission to go get food so he can see his youngest son again. Keep reading.
And the money that was brought again in the mouth of your sacks, carry it again in your hand.
Remember, they went and tried to pay for some food, and Joseph, he's executing an excellent plan. Like, Joseph is, listen, good night. Joseph, if there was chess back then, Joseph would have been a grandmaster at playing chess. right? If Joseph was alive back, if Trust was around back then, Joseph would have been a grandmaster because Joseph has an excellent plan. He took the money that they gave him and put it back in their camel sacks. Like he put it back in their sacks and left them with it. They opened their sacks and seen the money, so now they're afraid. And Jacob is telling them, listen, take that money, take double what you're going to pay this time and the money you got that you were supposed to pay last time, right? Now listen, I said I wasn't going to respond to no comments, but this is the one comment I'm going to respond to, right? This person said you're mystifying a political problem. I'm not mystifying anything. It's plain and simple. The American and Canadian governments dislike God's chosen children, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's that plain and simple. A blind man can see this. A deaf man can hear what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying. And it shouldn't be a surprise that they hate us. Just look at how we live. Look at our condition. Keep reading, Shariwan.
Come on. Carry it again in your hand.
Yeah, take that money and bring it back. Don't listen. Do not spend it anywhere else. Bring it right back to that man. Read.
Peradventure, it was an oversight.
Listen, it might have just been a mistake. That's what he's saying. It could have been a mistake. It could have been, listen, they just forgot to take the money and accidentally put it back. It was an oversight, right? So make sure you go with the money and don't try to keep it because they might remember that you didn't pay. Read.
Verse 13, take also your brother and arise.
Take your brother and go. Like he does not want to say this right now. He really doesn't. But he's telling them to do this because he understands what the issue is. Keep reading.
Go again unto the man.
Go again unto the man.
Verse 14, and God Almighty give you mercy before the man.
And pray that the Lord gives you mercy. Right now, that's powerful that he said that because a lot of times everybody thinks they just do things on your own. Nothing that you've done is on your own. Nothing that you wake up in the morning, right? And you wake up, you better thank the Lord. Say, Barakatha Yahweh wa Yahweh Shah. Let's bless you, Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ, right? Or bless you, Lord, and Jesus Christ. Because you did not wake up on your own. You didn't say, hey, I need to wake up right now. The Lord woke you up. The Lord killeth and maketh alive, right? You got to work and you had the strength to work 10 hours. You didn't do that. The Lord gave you that strength. Everything you do is of the Lord. So he's telling them, pray that the Lord gives you mercy. And this is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to understand. It's not about your chakras. There's no such thing as karma. The Lord has to give you justice. Meaning a man comes and gives you justice, right? The Lord uses a man on earth to give you justice. Keep reading.
That he may send away your other brother.
That he may send away your other brother, meaning he's going to send Simeon back home, right? And he definitely does not want to lose Benjamin. Keep reading.
And Benjamin.
And Benjamin. Simeon and Benjamin have to come back home, right? Pray that the Lord does this and finds mercy on you. A lot of times, y'all think, again, this is why I said money don't help. All these rich millionaires, they think that they did it on their own. For example, one of my favorite basketball players died with millions of dollars. He was unalive with millions of dollars. Kobe Bryant. He had money. That brother had money. He had so much money, he could take a helicopter to the Staples Stadium. The Lord makes alive and unalive. Y'all pray you understand. There's no way we're getting out of this captivity that we're in without the Lord on our side. I pray you understand that. Yeah, you tell me how you're going to get out of this captivity. Economics? They say economics is going to help us get out of this captivity, Shariwan. And I'll say this one last thing. Economics is never going to help us get out of this captivity. Google Rosewood. Google the Red Summer of 1919, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Keep reading, Shariwan.
If I be bereaved of my children,
right?
I am bereaved.
Meaning, if he loses another one of his children, he's going to be just at loss. He's going to be in so much sorrow. When he lost Joseph, the brother he was going through sorrow for weeks. right? Look at all these mothers who lost a child but sued the police who took their child, right? And got some money. They're not good at it. The money does not help. It doesn't help when your heart is broken. That does not help at all. If Jacob loses another child, he's going to be distraught. He's going to rent his garment. He's going to rip his beard out, right? Listen, I was reading Ezra's the other day when Ezra was ripping out his beard because he's seeing brothers with heathen women, and I finally understood why Homer Simpson would rip out his hair every time Bart would piss him off. He was bereaved. He was. Well, I won't say he was bereaved, but he was so angry that it would make you rip out your hair, and it painted a perfect picture for me. Salakia. Show you on.
Genesis chapter 43, verse 15. And the men took that present, and they took double money in their hand, and Benjamin.
Read.
And rose up.
Read.
And went down to Egypt.
Read.
And stood before Joseph.
They took the money, they took their brother, they went back to where Simeon was being held captive, where they sold their brother, right? They didn't recognize Joseph. They still are not recognizing that this is Joseph because he looks like an Egyptian, right? And this is why, listen, if you are getting lineups and shaving your head, and okay, you can shave your hair if you want. Don't do the balding, right? Do not bald off all of your head. Let that thing just naturally fall out if that's what's going on, right? But he looked like an Egyptian. They couldn't recognize a Hebrew man, right?
So if I could add too,
right?
Does that not prove that the so-called white man walking around Israel today,
right,
look nothing like his forefathers, not like their quote-unquote forefathers,
right?
Joseph,
right? Nothing like it. Listen, you see them down there, and it's like, yo, who is that? They look like these strange people, right? Listen, if you there is a brother from the DC region, right, from the school in DC, Kazak Ahmad. He has excellent breakdowns on TikTok, right? Just go check out his page, Kazak Ahmad, right? CHAAZAQ Ahmad IMAD. Check out his page on TikTok. He has excellent breakdowns, and he's going to break down exactly what Shariwan just said. There's a video, right? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 16. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the ruler of his house, bring these men home and slay and make ready, for these men shall dine with me at noon.
Right, so he's basically saying, like, listen, those men, he saw his brother, and it was such a wonderful feeling. Like, you know that feeling that you get when you haven't seen a family member ever, or you haven't seen a family member that you really love, and you haven't seen that brother in a long time, right? Or that sister. Could be an auntie, could be a cousin, could be your mom's went back home. She tired of Canada and the cold and the crazy stuff that happens in Canada with how oppressive our government is to us, right? And you haven't seen her in maybe like 3 years, and you finally see her again, right? That's how Joseph felt. Read.
Verse 17. And the man did as Joseph bade, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house.
And he did this, right? Listen, Joseph had rule over Egyptians. And this is to show you, if you are with the Lord and the Lord is with you, he will put you over your enemies. He will put you over the people that oppress you. He'll put you over the people that he views as spittle. The Lord doesn't have love for the other nations. Your Christian pastor could tell you the opposite all day. Just tell him to prove it. And when he says it, just go into the Apocrypha and go to 2 Ezra 6, verse 56. Right? And you'll prove him wrong. And the Christian pastor will be like, what are you reading from? That doesn't sound like the pork that I eat. Slovakia. Keep reading.
Verse 18. And the men were afraid, because they were brought into Joseph's house. And they said, because of the money that was returned in our sacks At the first time are we brought in.
Right. And the men were afraid, right? And they're thinking, like, listen, it's because of the money. They're not understanding that this is their brother just messing with them, right? But in this moment, their brother really wants to see them because he hasn't seen them in a minute. That's what's happening. But really, is Joseph just, he devised an excellent plan to get his family back together. And he's not, in this time, he's forgiven them. Because what could Joseph have done with all the power that he had in Egypt, right? He could have unalived them. You got brothers who are going to war with each other in our cities, in our neighborhoods, over, a lot of times these issues start over nothing. A lot of times these wars that our brothers go through start over nothing, right? And then it becomes battles of blood, meaning it was a war over nothing. We had an argument, we got into a fight, and then a drive-by happened because of a fight that the brother lost, right? Life is lost, and now it's not over the money, over the girl, it's over blood, right? And what these brothers need to understand is this story that we're reading right now will teach you how to forgive your brother for the trespass. When he trespasses against you, this story is going to teach you how to forgive your brother over the trespass. We need that, right? If you can't forgive your brother over the trespass, why should the Lord forgive the trespass that you've done against him? Right? Everybody wants to answer that question. You can just type it in the chat, right? If you can't forgive your brother over a trespass, why? And the brother's trying to make it right, right? Why should the Lord forgive you over the many trespasses? Like, listen, I know a bunch of people who are watching this right now, outside of maybe the ones who claim to be Israelites. They were celebrating Christmas, and Christmas is against the Lord. Tomorrow you're going to be out in the cold, in the midnight, celebrating a new year, a new life. You're going to be like, it's the dead of winter and life is about to start again. It's a new year. How could the new year be new in the winter when there's nothing new being born? There's no trees being sprouted. There's no seeds that are starting to sprout in the earth. There's no rosebuds about to open in the dead of winter, right? But you want the Lord to forgive you when you're celebrating the Roman god Janus, the Roman god that looks into the past and looks into the future. That's why y'all are making your New Year's resolutions as we speak. The ones that you're not going to keep. You went to the gym yesterday to go sign up. We seen you. We seen y'all. Y'all were signing up at the gym yesterday. Y'all were talking about, I'm about to lose 50 pounds. Good. No, you're not. No, you are not. Keep reading.
That he may seek occasion against us.
They're thinking, damn, you brought us here so he could rise up against us. And that's what I was just breaking down to you. Joseph, oh, look, my favorite friend. I'm looking out the window. I seen that hawk. Yep. Yeah, he out there. Hopefully he stays around.
Yeah, he needs to come this way.
Yeah, he needs to come over here. So listen, you just have to, if you see the view that me and my brother are looking at right now, you would understand, right? But they're saying, damn, he's trying to seek occasion against us. He's trying to rise up, which Joseph had the power to do that. Joseph had the power to unalive all of them for the trespass that they committed against him. But what's he not doing? He is not seeking occasion against them. He's not trying to trespass against them, right? He's not like, listen, he forgave them. He just wants to see his father and his younger brother, right? And this is what we need to do. Oh, they cut. They cut now. Good night. Hey, the water to that hawk, man. All right, continue reading, Shaiwan.
Come on. And fall upon us.
And fall on them. You know, your brother dissed you and you want to fall on him. You want to smoke him. Keep reading, Shaiwan.
And take us for bondmen.
You want to put him as a slave. Listen. What's going to happen, though, is once you get right with the Lord is going to take your enemies and make them your bondmen and bondwomen, right? Keep reading.
And our asses.
All right, so now we're going to read back in the Hebrew from Genesis 43 and 19 to Genesis 43 and 26. Slovakia. Get right. Genesis 43:19 to Genesis 43:26. Wiyad Shua Allah Hayash Hamar Al Bayath Yawsa Wiyad Bar Salakia Alayawa Pathak Habayath. Verse 20. Waya Amar Salakia Waya Amara Waya Adonai Yerad Nawah Batha Kala Lashabar Akal. Verse 21. Waya Haya Kaya Banawa Al Hamala 1 Wana Patha Kaha Atha Amar Thaka Thayawa Salakia Amar Thaka Thaya Nawa Waha Na Kasa Ayash Bapaya Amar Thaka Thawa Kasa Panawa Ma Shakwa Lawa Wana Shab Athawa Bayada Nawa. Verse 22. Waka Sapa Akar Hawa Rada Nawa Baya Banawa Lashabar Akal La'a Yada'ai Nawa Maya Sham Kasa Nawa Ba'a Mathaka Thaya Nawa. Verse 23. Waya Amar Shalom Salakia. Salakia, bear with me. Lakam Al Thayra Alahad Yakam Wa'a La Haya Abba Yakam Nathan Lakam Mata Mawan Ba'a Matha Katha Yakam Kasa Kamam Ba'a Alaya Waya Wataza'a Alaham Ath Shema Ainawa Shamawan. Verse 24. Wayab 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 Ha'asha Salakia Hayash Tha Ha'a Nasha Yam Wayatha Yawsa Wayathan Wayam Wayar Tazawa Raga La Yaham Wayathan Masat Wa'a Laka Mara Yaham 25. Wayam Yanawa Atha Hamar Kaha I Wa'a Yawasa Bataza Hara Yam Kaya Shema Iwa Kaya Sham Ya Ya'akawa Lakam 26. Wayaba'a Salakia Wayabya'a Wayab'a Yawasa Haba Yatha Wayaba Ya'a Wa La Tha Hamar Ka Ashar Bayadam. I said I was reading to 28. I said I was reading to, get it with me.
18.
Yeah.
It's okay, 19.
19. I think you have 28. Habaya Thumb. Wiya Shatha Kawa. La. Rawataza. 27. Wayasha'ala. Laham. Lashat Lawam. La Shalom. Salakia. Wiya Amara. Hasha Lawam. Ba Salakia. Abba Yakam. Hazah Kuna. Ashar. Amar Thumb. Ha'ai Wad Nawa. Kaya. Verse 28. Waya Amara. Shalom. La'ai Badka. La'a Bayanwa. Iwadan. Kaya. Waya Dawa. Waya Shatha Kawa. All right, we're going to read in the English again.
So, book of Genesis, chapter 43, and verse 19. And they came near to the steward of Joseph's house, and they commanded with him at the door of the house.
Right, so listen, they're trying to get the hell out of there. Like, you know, you're trapped somewhere, and you're like, okay, maybe we could buy our way out or talk to this guy and figure it out. This happens a lot of times, man. You're trying to figure it out. How are you going to get out of this situation? This is a terrible situation we're in. Listen, we sold our brother. We have another brother. We told our father we're going to bring back our youngest brother.
Okay.
I said, if I don't bring back your youngest brother, you could kill my two sons, unalive my two sons. And now I'm in this man's house. We think he's trying to unalive us. They're pleading at the door with this man. Keep reading.
Verse 20, and said, O sir, we came indeed down at the first time to buy food.
Right. So they're saying we came the first time to buy food.
Verse 21, and it came to pass when we came to the Salaki, when we came to the inn, that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of his sack.
They're trying to say, listen, we weren't trying to take the money, right? We didn't try to take the money. We just found the money in our sacks, man. This is an honest mistake. We don't know what happened. Keep reading.
Okay.
So I'm sure you want to keep reading. Break it down as you go for a second.
Okay. Our money in full weight, and we have brought it again in our hand. It's like it. From the start of verse 21, it says, and it came to pass, when we came to the inn, that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of his sack, our money in full weight, and we have brought it again in our hand. Verse 22, and other money we have brought down in our hands to buy food. We cannot tell who to put our money in our sacks.
Right. So what he's saying is, listen, we came down to buy, right? We found the money still in our sacks. We don't know how it got there. We didn't put it back in our sacks because we gave it to y'all, right? That's what he's trying to plead with this man, because he thinks that Joseph is trying to get to them, right? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 22. And he said, peace be to you. Fear not. Your God and the God of your father has given you treasures in your sacks.
And Joseph is basically, he's basically telling them now, look, peace be unto you, shalom, right? It's the Lord who did this. This is something we said earlier to y'all. The Lord does this, right? The Lord will basically deal with you. And the Lord is the reason why this money's in your sacks, right? Again, this is to show you, again, there's nothing that you do by yourself at all, right? Keep reading.
I had your money, and he brought Simeon our unto him.
Right. So he said, I had your money, and he brought Simeon out onto him. Right. That's what you're being told. Joseph put the money back, and he brought out Simeon. Right. Because Simeon has been in the captivity. He's been in basically the jail. Right. He's experiencing lightly what Joseph had experienced the whole time. Keep reading.
Verse 24. And the man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their asses
provisions, right? So that's an old word for it, but that word is provisions. He brought them into the house, and he gave the donkeys that they had some provisions, right? He gave them basically stuff that the donkeys could eat. Like, the donkey got to eat. It's been a long journey. Got to get some rest to take back the long journey, because it's going to be hauling things back for them, right? And Joseph is saying, this is what happened. Keep going.
Verse 25. And they made ready the present against Joseph, came at noon.
Listen, and they made ready the present against Joseph, right? Meaning they made ready for Joseph to come so Joseph could eat with them. And they were going to eat around the noontime, right? So it's like lunch. Keep reading.
Okay. For they heard that they should eat bread there.
Right. So what happened is they heard they were going to eat bread there. Right. Which one was that?
Verse 25.
25. So what I did is one. Let's do the verse. Close to go. All right. So just because I did it, just read it anyways, because we already read it in the Hebrew. we'll figure it out from there.
So you're saying still go through more verses?
Yeah, just go through more verses.
Okay. Genesis chapter 43, verse 26. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the present which was in their hand unto the house.
Listen, they did exactly what their father told them to do. When Joseph came home, he brought the present for them. They gave him the presents that they were going to give him. Read.
And bowed themselves to him to the earth.
They did exactly what Joseph said they were going to do in the dreams. Remember, they were jealous of Joseph because of the visions he was having when he was younger. And he said what was it? The stars. There was a bunch of stars, and there was one held above him, and there was something else, right? But he had a vision when he was younger, and he told them, and he got checked for it, and their jealousy led them to trespass against their brother. This happens a lot of times, right? Some brother has something that you deem is yours, right? In the case of a lot of brothers, a brother has a woman that y'all deem as yours. And you start thinking, that brother does not deserve that woman. I should have her. It's a horrible way to think. A horrible way to live your life.
Okay.
And it's actually LGBTQ purple friendly.
Okay.
You want to go in onto a woman that another man has. Salakia. Okay. Show you one. Keep reading.
And bowed themselves to the earth. Verse 27. And he asked them of their welfare and said, Is your father well? The old man of whom ye spake, is he yet alive?
So he asked them of their welfare, like, listen, what's going on with you? Is your father well? Remember, y'all were speaking of the old man. Is he good? How is he doing? That's what he's asking. He's trying to inquire of his father. Keep reading.
Verse 28. And they answered, Thy servant our father is in good health.
Right, so they're trying to be as humble as possible. It's just, you're serving our father, right? Listen, Joseph never even met this man. According to them, Joseph doesn't know this man, but they're being humble. Our servant, thy servant, our father, is in good health. Yeah, dad's good. He's all right. That's what they're saying, right? Because they told it. Listen, they wouldn't, Joseph, to them, this is an Egyptian. As you read it, we understand that this is Joseph, and they didn't understand that. Joseph wouldn't even know about a father unless they didn't open their big mouth. They were just supposed to not say anything, right? Keep reading.
And they bowed down their heads and made obeisance.
Right? Meaning they paid respect to Joseph. That's what they did, right? They paid respect to Joseph. They paid respect to Joseph, and doing that, they did exactly what Joseph said they were going to do in a vision. Right? And this is as you read this, you understand, like, listen, you gotta just be humble about things. The Lord might tell a man that he's going to outrank you one day. And that man might tell you, I'm going to outrank you one day. And you might think, I'm going to do something to this man so that doesn't happen. And you do it. And down the line, you come back, and I'm going to paint it to you in a different way, right? Watch how you speak to your brothers and sisters. You have nothing good to say to them, shut your mouth. No one cares how you feel if you are a hater. You're just a stinking hater. Shut your mouth. Watch how you speak to your family. You might end up needing that person one day. A lot of brothers and sisters don't know how to speak to people, and they just go off on the mouth. Again, shut your mouth. That's the most important thing you can ever do. Learn to be humble. Be quiet. You might say, I don't need to do this for you and whatever, and the Lord takes your life. Because that's what the Lord does. Again, shut your mouth. These brothers learned that the hard way. They trespassed against their brother because they didn't like that he said, I'm going to outrank you one day. I'm going to be above you one day. They're learning. So we're going to go back to the Hebrew and read again in the Hebrew from, where are we? Genesis 43, 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to Genesis 44 and verse 1. Right? So from 29 to 44, verse 1. Slovakia. Just make sure I don't lose my place. All right, so this is Genesis 43, 29. Wayasha'a, Ayan, Yawa, Waya, Salakia. Wayara, Ath, Bana, Ya, Banyamya, Aka, Yawa, Ban, Amawa, Yash, Waya, Amar, Ha, Za'a, Salakia, Za, Ka, Yawa, Salakia, Ka, Yak, Salakia, one more time. Ka, Yakam, Hakwa, time, Ashar, Amar, Thumb, Aliyah, Wiya, Amar, Alaha, Yam, Alahayam, Yaka, Nak, Banya, 30. This is Genesis 43, 30. Wiya, Har, Yawasa, Kaya, Naka, Marawa, Raka, Yawa, Allah, Ka, Yawa, Wayab, Kash, Quash, Salakia. Labak, Wath, Waya, Ba'a, Haka, Dara, Waya, Bak, Shema, 31. Wayar, Katazah, Panyuwa, Waya, Taza'a, Waya, Thapash, Waya, Mar, Shaya, Wa, Lakam, 32. Waya, Shayam, Wa, La, Labadwa, Walaham, Habadam, Walam, Tazar, Yam, Ha'a, Kala, Ka, Yam, Hathawa, Labadam, Ya, La'a, Waya, Salakia, Yawa, Ka, Wan, Hama, Tazar, Yam, La'a, Ka, Af, Ha'ai, Bar Yam, Rakam, Kaya, Thawa, Iba, Hawa, Lama, Tazar, Yam, 33. Wayash, Bawa, Lapan, Yawa, Haba, Kar, Kaba, Kar, Thawa, Waha, Tazar, Yar, Kataza, Right, Thawa, Waya, Thumb, Hawa, Ha'a, Nasha, Yam, Ayash, Ra'ai Hawa. Verse 34. Wiyah Sha'ah. Masha'ath. Ma'ath. Panyawa. Alaham. Watha Rab. Masha Salakia. Masha'ath. Bana Yaman. Mam Sha'ath. Kalam. Kamash. Yada Wath. Wiyash Thawa. Wiyash Karawa. Imawa. Verse 44, verse 1. Wiyah Tazawa Ath Ashar Al Wayath Wa Lamar Mala'ath Ma Tha Ktha Ha'ath Ha'adna Hanash Yam Ka Ka'a Shar Salakia Shar Ya Yawa Ka Wan Salakia Yawa Ka Wan. That was the end of verse 1 and 44. Now we're going to read again from 30. Where was it? We read 30? No, we're going to read from 29.
We stopped at 28.
Yeah, we're going to read from 29 to verse 1.
Come on. This is Genesis chapter 43, verse 29. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, Is this your younger brother, of whom ye spake unto me? And he said, God be gracious unto thee, my son.
Right, so he saw his younger brother. He hasn't seen him, right? And he's asking, is this your brother? Right? Because they said they were going to bring their younger brother because they opened their big mouth, right? They should have just, listen, sometimes not all information has to be given up, right? It's about being militant. It's about having discernment. It's about knowing when to speak and knowing when not to speak. Keep reading.
Verse 30. And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother.
Listen, you know how emotional that gotta be? You've been in captivity, you've been in jail, you've been going through it. You find out you have a younger brother that you've never met, and now you meet him. You had to pull a bunch of tricks to get to meet your younger brother. And he's seen his younger brother, and he got emotional. And Joseph did a One West thing, right? And you're gonna find out what that is. I'm gonna explain it to you. And for some of you brothers, y'all should listen. I've seen a lot of worldly brothers not understand this. Not understand what it's like to be masculine, what it's like to be in a situation where you're yearning, your bowels are starting to move, meaning your stomach is, you're going to become emotional in a second, right? Keep reading.
And he sought where to weep.
Listen, he, instead of crying in front of everybody, he sought where to weep, meaning he was looking for a place to go weep, go cry for a second. Listen, everyone cries. If you're a man, just don't cry in front of everybody. Haven't you guys seen all those images? Okay, listen, this is what I hate. Some football player, he's a brute, right? Meaning he's a warrior. This brother, brawling, he been laying men out on the field all season. 16 games, he been getting the sack. He been high, boom, oh, look, he cleaned him up. That man's not even getting up off the ground. And the brother's like, ah! And then he wins a damn Super Bowl and gets up and cries in front of the whole earth like, nigga, what the hell are you doing? Where's that warrior we see now is laying out all the other brothers? And he's crying. Joseph kept it One West right here. He went and looked for somewhere to cry. That's what happened. That you brothers, there's nothing wrong with crying if you got to cry. Just go do it in the shower. Right? Show you want.
And if I may, it's crazy how the Christian church wants to encourage men, you know what I mean, to just to cry. I mean, to be emotional and share your emotions with your wife, and I mean, they try to tell you like that's a masculine thing. Yeah, it's not understanding that it goes so against our culture.
Right. Just even speaking of what you just said, listen, you share your emotions with your wife. I guarantee you, when she's angry, she's going to use it on you.
Okay.
She's going to throw it in your face.
Okay.
It's happened many a times.
Okay.
You turn around and throw it in your face. Right?
Yeah, you sitting there crying in front of your wife, and then you're wondering why she don't listen to you. I mean, you as a man are sitting there asking your wife to treat you like a man.
You acting like a BTCIH. Don't act like that. Do not act like a BTCIH in front of your wife.
God.
A sister is going to cry. You give her a hug, you dry her tears and let her know, like, listen, I'm here with you. You can cry on my shoulder. You're not supposed to be crying on her shoulder. They have a shower for that. If you want to cry, turn on the water. Let all the water splash on you while you're in your shower and go weep in there. Turn up the music so we don't even hear it. Don't be letting your sons hear you cry. Now, I get it. There's times when it might be emotional and you cannot help but cry. That time is a time of death. Outside of that, stop crying. Don't be crying for no damn Super Bowl ring. I don't care. No one cares. We don't need that. We have too many weak brothers who are crying over basketball rings. You're a millionaire. You don't have to. Listen, there's sisters who are, they think because, and I'm not saying this is right? But there's sisters who go and sell their body because they think that's the way they do it. Because they're broke and they have nothing else to offer, and they don't even cry. So you winning a Super Bowl ring, a Lombardi trophy, some NBA championship is a reason to cry. It's not. There's brothers who have lost everything, and they're not crying. They're at the funeral watching their brother who was gunned down in front of them. They're not crying. Their mind is on revenge. But all you have to do is give it to the Lord. Salakia, let's go.
Okay. And he entered into his chamber and wept there. Verse 31. And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, set on bread.
Right, so he washed his face. Remember, I told you, listen, go cry in the shower. I just told you that. You weren't listening? I just told you to go cry in the shower. Right? He entered into his chamber and he wept there. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep reading.
Verse 31. And he washed his face. Verse 32. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians, which did eat with him by themselves.
Right, so the Egyptians did not eat with Joseph because the Egyptians thought it was an abomination. You're going to get to that in the next verse. What you find out is your oppressors don't love you. Heathens don't love you. Don't think heathens love you. If you are thinking heathens love you and another nation that's against you loves you, you are being led into the slaughterhouse. Keep reading. Like Martin Luther King thought the other nations loved him. And then after one devil watched King Kong, Martin Luther King was on a balcony chilling. And he found out, God maketh alive and unalive. The oppressors do not love you. Keep reading.
Because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews.
Keep reading.
For that is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
Read.
Verse 33. And they sat before him, the firstborn according to his birthright.
Read.
And the youngest according to his youth.
Read.
And the men marveled one at another.
Keep reading.
Verse 34. And he took and sent messes unto them from before him.
Read.
But Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs.
So they're getting to eat and drink, but listen, they were, whatever he gave Benjamin was 5 times more. Like, he loved this brother. He never seen him before. Whatever he gave them was basically 5 times more than everybody else. Read.
And they drank and were merry with him.
Keep reading.
Genesis chapter 44 and verse 1. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry.
Right, so he's letting them know, like, yo, fill their sacks with as much food as they can carry, right? Salakia. What verse was that?
Genesis 44 and 1.
44 and 1. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 1. All right, so we're going to read another 7 verses. We are a little bit over the time, but this is the last 7 verses we're going to read. Right? This is the last 7 verses that we're going to read. Read that one more time, Shariwan.
And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry.
Right, so he's telling, listen, he had excellent brotherhood, man. He's telling the men that he commands, this is Joseph telling the men that he commands in Egypt, fill these men's sack with food, right? He's about to send them on their way. But Joseph was an excellent tactician in this moment. He had the vision. He understood how to do things and how to get the result that you want. That's why he was the viceroy in Egypt. That's why. Because he understood dreams. He understood prophecies. Remember, he's seen the fat cows eating and then the skinny cows come and eat the fat cows. And he understood this. Oh, snap. There's going to be a famine in this land. Everyone's going to be crying. Everyone's going to be messed up. Right? Was that the end of the verse? Which verse was that? That was verse 1? Keep reading.
And put every man's money in his sack's mouth.
Right, and put every man's money in his sack's house, in his sack's mouth. Meaning he was going to continue to eat. All right, TikTok. I'm going to end this TikTok for now. And y'all could join us on YouTube or on I.S.U.P.K. Toronto, Montreal, Facebook, Twitter. Right, I'm going to end this TikTok for now. Shalom. Where was that? That was the end of verse 1?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to read verse 2 to verse 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, verse 2 to verse 8 in Genesis 44. So verse 2, verse 8. Right? Wa'af, Gaba Ya'aya. Salakia. This is Genesis 44, verse 2. Gaba Ya'aya. Gaba Ya'aya. Hakapa. Salakia. Hakasa. The Shayam. The Yaya. Habakar, Salakia, Habakar, Awar. Salakia, I missed the verse. I'm going to start again. This is Genesis verse 2. This is Genesis 44, verse 2. Wa'ath, Gabaya Ayah, Gabaya Ayah. Hakasa, Tasha Yam, Bapaya, Amath Kath, Hakwat, Salakia, Hakwatan, Wa'ath, Kasa. Shabara, Wa'aisha, Kadabar, Yawsab, Ashar, Dabar, Habakwara, Awar, YAHANNA Shiyam Shalakawa Hamawa. So like it. Hamha Shaka Mara Yaham. Verse 4. Ham Yatazawa Ath Ha'a Yar La'a Hara Kaya Kuyawa Wiya Yawasap Salakia Wiyawasap Amar La Shar Al Baya Thwa Kawam Rida Ka Ya Aha Nasha Yam Waha Shaga Tham Wa'a Marath Alaham Lama Shalah Shalom Tham Ra'ai so like here Ra'aiha Thakath Tawab. Verse 5. Laha Wa'a Za Ashar Ishatha Adonaya Bawa Waha Wa'a Yahweh Salakia. Nasha Nakash Yana Kash Bawa Hara Thumb Aisha Yitham. Verse 6. Wiyash Gam Wiyad Bar Alaham Ath Hadar Salakia Hadabar Yam Ha'ala. Verse 7. Wiya Amara Allah Yawa Lama Yadabar the Adanaya Kada Bar Yam Allah Kala Yala Ayla Salaki La Baryam Ma'ai Shawat Kadabar Hazar. Verse 8. Hana Sa Ashar Mataza'a Nawa Wapaya Amathaka Thiyawan Hashad Yab Nawa Allah Yak Ma'atazara Ratazar Ma'aratazar Salakia Kana'an Wa'a Yak Nagar Nad Maba Yak Adonaya Yam Kasab Wa Zahab. All right, so that was the end of verse 8. We're going to finish out these last verses and bring an end to the service.
Genesis chapter 44 and verse 2. And put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest. and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken.
Right, so the servant did exactly what Joseph had asked, right? And again, this is Joseph's plan. This is everything that Joseph is doing. Spoiler alert, he's trying to see his father. He's trying to see his dad. Like, so everything he's doing, he's trying to see his dad. That's why he's asking, like, yo, is your pop still alive? And they're not even, because these brothers didn't understand, and they never had what the Lord gave Joseph, right? Which is basically what all brothers and sisters need, is foresight. Right? You need to be able to think on how to execute something and do something. And if you're not able to do that, that's okay. Just call and get the counsel. That's why we have camp leaders. Right? That's why our leaders have captains. That's why our captains have generals. And that's why we have commanding General YAHANNA. Keep reading.
Verse 3. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their asses.
Keep reading.
Verse 4. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, Up, follow after the men, and when thou dost overtake them, say unto them, Wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good?
Like Joseph, they left now. Joseph told his steward, like, listen, get up right now, go after those men, take them, stop them, search their stuff, and once you do that, ask them why they took something good and performed evil, right? Remember, these men performed evil on Joseph, and that's how he made it to the power that he's in now. Keep reading.
Verse 5. Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth?
Keep reading.
Ye have done evil in so doing.
Right. So they, as he did that, he found what sounds like a chalice, right? They took a chalice. Well, they didn't take it. Joseph put it there. That's something that we're reading right now. Joseph is trying to seek occasion to see his father. Not occasion to unalive them, because he could have did that already. He just wants to see his father. He got to see his younger brother. Now he wants to see his father, because those men might not come back, right? And Joseph still wants to keep his office, because he understands if there's a famine out there, there's no point in me going over there. I might as well bring them over here, right? And this is what our celebrities don't do. They don't take the money that they have and bring it back to us. They go buy $1 million Bugatti. Who the hell needs $1 million car? Like, I just don't understand. They take their money and go spend it in places that doesn't matter. You have Oprah, she goes and builds schools in Africa. They got diamonds and Nigerian scammers and everything that they need over there. But Oprah doesn't go. Now just think about if she took the money and tried to help out Chicago. Would Chicago still be as bad? Maybe, maybe not. Right? Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 5. It is not Salaki. Verse 6. And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words. Verse 7. And they said unto him, Wherefore saith my Lord these words?
Read.
God forbid that thy servant should do according to this thing.
Read.
Verse 8. Behold, the money which we found in our sack's mouth, we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan.
Listen, they're saying we did not do that. Remember, we came back and we realized there was money in the bag, and we brought it back to the land of Canaan. Right? That's what they're saying. They brought back the money. They're saying, why would we take his chalice? Right? Why would we take what he drinks out of if we brought back the money from last time? We didn't do that. Keep reading.
How then should we steal out of thy Lord's house silver or gold?
Right, meaning this chalice here, like this is a chalice, right? We didn't take that. Why would we take it if we brought the money back already? Right? Keep reading.
Verse 9. With whomsoever of thy servant it be found, both let him die,
Wait, so we were only supposed to read to verse 8. Right. So, okay, we'll leave it at that. We only read to verse 8. So basically, we're going to continue again next Sabbath service. Right. We'll read the rest of the conclusion of the story. Right. They're basically saying, listen, we didn't do that. We wouldn't do that. We brought back the money that y'all mistakenly gave us back again. Right. And we brought back double. We brought back gifts and all of that. Right. They say, nah, that's not what we did. We didn't have. Why did we do that? We don't have time to do that. That's not us. Right. So Joseph, again, he's trying to see his pops, and that's what's happening. That's what's going to happen. He's trying to get a chance to see his father again. Right. So again, Salakia, we're going to end this Sabbath service with that said, men of Israel, Maja. Men of Israel, Akwafian, Sarapanya, Akwadam, which means turn and face the east. We're going to say our prayers and end our service. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Malakavka,
Sabah,
Ratzazaka,
Ratazaka, Hayah, I.S.U.P.K,
Baratazah,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemayim,
Hashemayim,
Thamlanawa,
Thamlana,
Kam,
Kal,
Yuam,
Yuam,
Asalakna,
Asalakna,
Kabwafna,
Kasalakna,
Kabwafna,
Kawatina,
Wala,
Wala, Sabiyana,
Wanasaiwan,
Wanasaiwan, Ball,
Awashina,
Shina,
Mayan,
Mayan, Rai, Kaya,
Ka,
Laka, Awalakwa,
Wahala,
Wahala,
Wahathapara,
Wahathapara,
Ma'aiwulamya,
Aman, what we said in English. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
kingdom come,
thy will be done on earth,
will be done in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the
and
kingdom,
the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121. Ashaya,
Ashah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahaharia,
Al-Haharim,
Mayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
Isari,
Ma'an,
Ma'an,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yahshua,
Aisha,
Mayan,
Shemayim,
Maratazah,
Ma'aratazah,
Mayathan,
Al-Yathan,
Mawat,
Lamawat,
Galka,
Regalka,
Ayanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
La'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yashan,
Yashan, Sharomar,
Sha'ala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yawmam,
Yawmam,
Shamash,
Ashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayrak,
Wayrak,
Bala Yala,
Wallah, Yallah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashmarka,
Karai,
Akorai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Asnapashka,
Asnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'aka,
Tazafka,
Wa'aka,
Wabawaka,
Ma'aifa,
Ma'aifa,
Wa'ai,
Why,
Awalam.
Allah. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I'll lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He will
moved.
not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by
The
day,
sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming
from
in
this time forth,
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alayim,
Al-Damayah, Lakah,
Al-Damayah Lakah,
Al-Sakra, Salakia, Al,
Al,
Shakwash,
Fakarash,
Wa,
Wa,
Al-Thashakwat,
Al-Thashakwat,
Al,
Al,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Al-Wayabyaka,
Al-Yabika,
Yahamal Yuwan,
Yahama Yawan,
Wuma Shanayaka,
Wama Shanayaka,
Naashwa,
Naashwa,
Rash,
Rash,
Salakia, Raash,
Raash,
Al-Amalak,
Al-Amalak,
Ya'ariyam.
Ya'ariyam.
Wa.
Wa.
Sawad.
Sawad.
Waya.
Waya.
Thaya. Itazawa.
Thaya. Itazawa.
Altazapawan.
Altazapawan.
Yaka.
Yaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Kawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakak Yadam.
Wanakak Yadam.
Magaya.
Magaya.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasharala.
Iwad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'itazawa.
Nawa'itazawa.
Lab.
Lab.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Barya.
Barya.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Ahaya.
Ahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Yashima. Salakia. Yashima Alayam.
Wa Yashamai Alayam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawaba.
Wahagariam.
Wahagariam.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Wa'amawam.
Wa'amawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Falashah.
Falashah.
Amishabia.
Amishabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Ramashawar.
Damashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Abanya Lawak.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Asha.
Isha. Laham.
Kamanya.
Kamadian.
Kasaya Sara'a.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Kayabyan.
Barakal.
Barakal.
Koyashwan.
Koyashwan.
Nishamadwa.
Lashamadwa.
Ba'aya. Salakia. Bayan.
Bayan.
Dara.
Dara.
Haywa.
Haywa.
Daman.
Daman.
La'adama.
La'adama.
Shathamwa.
Shaithamwa.
Nadayab Mawa.
Nadiyab Mawa.
Kairab.
Kairab.
Ukazaba.
Wakazaba.
Ukazabak.
Wakazabak.
Ukatazalmanai.
Wakatazalmanai.
Ka.
Ka.
Nasiya Yakamwa.
Nasayak Akamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayara Ashwa.
Nayarashwa.
Salakia. Nayar Ra'ash Ah.
Nayara Asha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah. Nawa.
Nawa.
Alahayam.
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 Shayathamwa.
Shaithamwa.
Kagalgala.
Kagalgala.
Kwash.
Shakwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Lapanya Raka.
Ka'ash.
Kaash.
Thaba'ira.
Thabaira.
Ya'ira.
Ya'ira.
Waka Lahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Thalahat.
Thalahat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Salaki Haryam. Khan.
Khan.
Tharadatma.
Tharadatma.
Vasa'iraka.
Vasairaka.
Wuba. Sawapaka.
Wabasopathka.
Thabahalam.
Thabahalam.
Mala.
Malah.
Salaki Mala'ah. Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shankar.
Shamkar.
Yahawa.
Yahawah.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Bahawa.
Wayabahawa.
Ayad.
Adyad.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Waya the Iowa.
Wayada Iowa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shakar Yahawa.
Shankar Yahawah.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Ayuwan.
Ayuwan. We said in the English, keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O God.
Be not still, O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make it
And
tumult.
they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden
They have
ones.
said,
They have said,
come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a
and
nation,
let us cut them off from being a nation,
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
that the name of Israel may be no more in
They have
remembrance.
consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one
They
consent.
are confederate against thee.
They are confederate
The
against
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites,
and the
of
Ishmaelites,
Moab,
of Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Cabal,
Cabal,
and Ammon,
and
and
Amalek,
Amalek,
and Amalek,
the
the
Philistines, the
Philistines,
inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with
They have
them.
hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the
As
Midianites.
to Sisera,
As to
as to
Sisera,
Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brick of Kasan,
at the brick of Kisan,
which perished at Endor,
which perished at
and
Endor,
became as dung for the earth.
which came as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zeb,
and like Zeb,
yea,
yea,
all their princes as Zabah,
all the princes as
and as Zalmunna,
and as Amunah,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves the houses of God in
let
possession.
us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
O my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
The flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
That men may know that
whose
thou,
name alone is Yahweh,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth. Hakak, prepare for power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
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 Ba'ukashah.
Nathanael.
Nathan Lanah.
Hakak.
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 Narapa'ah.
Narapa'ah.
Kamakala.
Kal Makalah.
Kal.
Wakal.
Madawa.
Madawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Laha.
Lahakwayam.
Hayam.
Lahakwayam.
Salaki. Hamathayam.
Hamathayam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Arakawa.
Arakawa.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Garshan.
Garshan.
Hashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Tawadaman.
Tawada Aman. What we said in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
please give us the power.
please give us the
The power to heal.
power to heal
All manner of sickness.
all manner of sickness,
And all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the lepers.
the power to cleanse the
The
lepers,
power to raise the dead.
the power to raise the
The
dead,
power against unclean spirits.
the power against unclean
To
spirits,
cast them out.
to cast them
In
out.
the name of
In the
Yahushua.
name of Yahushua,
Thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Bless Israel. Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua,
Yahushua.
Nawa,
Barak Lanah.
Yahshua,
Yasharallah.
Wahabayasaparia,
Wahabayath Saparim.
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua,
Yahushua.
Tawadaman.
Tawada Aman. In English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school.
and the school.
In the name of
In the
Yahushua,
name of Yahushua,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it. Power for prayer structure. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Yahweh. Wa Yahushua.
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa Mayaka'ala.
Wa Alahaya.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Matazayavya.
Wa Matazayavya.
Salakia. Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazabya.
Alawap Yahanna.
Alawap Yahanna.
Ha Alawapyam.
Ha Alawapyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Kotazayanyan.
Ha Kwatazayanya.
Ha Kayayam.
Ha Kayayayam.
Wahyam.
Ha Gwathyam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Tawadaman.
Tawada Aman. What we said in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan.
Commanding General Yohanan.
The generals.
The
The
generals.
captains.
Captains.
The officers.
The
The
officers. The
troopers.
troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Men of Israel, Akwafia, Sar. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters, to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim, Barak.
Yahweh Shimon Shabbat.
Yad Yamata, which means hands down. Men of Israel, Sar to the sisters, if there's any sisters in your presence. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim, Barak.
Yahweh Shemar Al-Thab Shimon Shai.
Yahweh Shemar Al-Thab Shimon Shai.
Yad Yamata. Dismissed.